10th, apexing at 5:59 a.m. Eastern, 4:49 a.m. Central, 3:59 a.m. Mountain, and 2:59 Pacific. I always feel like I'm going back in time. But with the full moon streaming in at the 17th degree, you may just feel called to speak your dreams, your visions into reality. Spirit's like inducing this conversation. The energy of reality is high during this full moon, being in the dreamy, creative, spiritual sensing sign of Pisces, the realm of our subconscious reality. We may have some sort of spiritual decision to make, a heartfelt one in our inner authority, reality. It's time to decide. Spiritual energy is inducing this within us. This is where dreams become a feeling within our day-to-day life. They become real. Intuition. Inshallah and Ashe. Be sure to listen to the Musing Moon meditation. It's a Freaky Friday, and we've got the full harvest moon is on the rise, bringing into our reality a day to take charge of our physical world, our body, leading with spirit, or spirit leading the way in our day-to-day reality. So it's like what our heart commits to decides what's to come. So take the energy of the day, meditate, reflect, go to your sacred space, your sacred heart, your spiritual heart, and also your intuition. Those two together are really the most important to listen to. Those voices, the inner guidance, our inner beacon barometer, so we can manifest a new spiritual acumen in our day-to-day world, our daily life, a new spiritual direction, a path to commit to, just taking it to the heart, the prime directive of our story, being induced by the spiritual realm or the realm of spirit, and fill into your high tide options. Go for the highest good, the greatest good for your life, streaming in these streams above the thread lines, of course. But the full moon arrives in the early morning hour tomorrow, the harvest full moon. So this is the base note. It's in releasing what isn't serving or hasn't even been serving, no longer serving our highest good, our spiritual calling, and our living style. So looking through the lens of the universe, the eye of God possibly, and following the divines or the universe's directive, initiating this path to take, a new path to take. It kind of reminds me of like when you shift gears in a car. If you've ever shifted gears in a car, but spirit will direct you along with your higher self, your Sira. So with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host, a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which was induced by some friends of mine, or coined. My intention is to utilize the power of the indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, the wisdom of them, along with our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms that are elemental, imaginal, through the gateway of the shamanic portal, within the cosmos and the subtle energies, and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to really add to your personal container these ingredients, your personal medicine, your prime directive, assisting you in just discovering your inner genius, your personal medicine, the star that I believe we each are, reintroducing you that magical being, that essence that resides within, so your starlight shines even brighter. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room in my home here. And if you have yet to subscribe to my Musing show or my YouTube channel, please do, and refer a friend, liking and sharing, authentically heartfelt as well. Please do that. And Tanya D on YouTube, Musing with Tanya D podcast, Tanya D on Instagram, and even some private groups. But a big shout out to the village, the community, my new subscribers, and also a heartfelt blessing to those that have been part of my journey for some time as well, joining me daily. Ashe and thank you. And go ahead and hit the bell button so you too are notified. And remember, a comment or a share will get you a message for your day to get you on your way. So that really helps with the algorithm to echo it out to other like-minded musers out in the galactic universe who may also muse about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, source, beings that are otherworldly, my favorite, the Fae, elemental, and so much more. And also other social platforms. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast. And if your soul wishes to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, the world of spirit, head on over to my Musing corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. It's a venue where you have some amazing options to assist you and to guide you even a private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we do need otherworldly assistance. And with that, just a few announcements. And I apologize, I forgot to put these in the show notes, but your options for the cards today are roses, a fire, and a stone. A stone on the beach. It looks like a big lava rock. So I will have to update that. But with the goddess of the night, the harvest full moon, it's going to be rising or apexing early morning, like 6 a.m. around here, I believe. So be sure to tune into the Musing Moon meditation. It's a Piscean full moon, so this is dreamy. It's the subtle realm. It's our subconscious. Maybe even re-listen to the Virgo for full moon in my corridor in the season of Pisces. It's like what was happening then, you may be revisiting now. So share your insights, your rituals, and your offerings to the goddess of the night, the cosmic highway there. And possibly even tune into the Otherworldly podcast for Virgo season as well. Metatron, you could bring Metatron in on the highway, the angel of the season, along with the Merkabah cube, if you were there for my energetic cleansing circle. And the door is open to A Witcher's Way to Manifestation. This is a portal to monetize your medicine. We're going to be starting at the foundation of your subtle energetic centers, cleansing each of the spheres, and moving into each center of each chalice in the in and the out of body. So, and then we're going to focus on the language of our emotions. Possibly you have an outdated belief that's in the way of what it's in alignment to your manifestation. So be sure to sign up for that as well. And if your soul, my very favorite, your prime directive, is calling out for a one-on-one, the art of cowrie shell divinations. This was brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé of the Dagara tribe in Dano, Burkina Faso. He's an African shaman who brought this ancient art, this wisdom of these technologies to the West. And I have been a protege, a student of elders, and I continue to be of soul service to these indigenous ways and technologies. So if you're personal medicine and you're discovering your inner genius, just know that ritual literally is food for the soul. Rituals for the goddess of the night, which is happening today, holidays, the seasons, and really so much more. And into the elemental realm, addressing cosmic hiccups, energetic debris, and things happen for us, not to us. But in divination, the first arena of interest is literally the realm of our ancestors. And then we begin to dive on deeper into the forces of adversity. So again, you may just be the family cleanup crew, the janitor. You're here to clean up your lineage in this timeline, this incarnation. So go ahead and schedule a session if your soul is pushing you or nudging you to invest in your personal medicine. And again, with the full moon on the horizon, you may also be feeling empowered to take charge of your life with an inspirited direction. You literally may feel spirit on your shoulders. Maybe you're weighted down. You've got too much to do, not enough time, feeling pressured. So in doing so, for sure, connect with your feelings, grounding into the waters, go to the waters, emotions, feel the clarities, reconciling peace, feel the calmness of water, right? Or even doing spiritual exercises like walking meditations, meditation in general, chanting, sound bathing, stuff like that. Any spiritual exercises you do, you kind of get the idea. But once you're grounded in your emotional field, your feelings, use them as your beacon, use them as your guide as to what's on the to-do list for today and what's not on the to-do list anymore. So it's a directive really to put your energy and your vibrations into a new heartfelt reality with spirit as your director, if that makes sense. I myself, I subscribe to the spirit channel. That's the laws of spirit. That's what I subscribe to, with feelings and intuitive sensing. And it really is in the knowing that we're going to arrive at this new destination where our heart feels and senses is right for each and every one of us. So I would take my left hand, put it on my heart, and literally do a check-in, asking your heart, your feelings, your intuition to give you the correct choices in messages or feelings or sensations using your intuitive gifts. So it's like, what's in your spiritual space do you want to commit to next? And in doing the commitment, the change is in your spiritual story. The narrative shifts and things become initiated, if that makes sense. We're in the initiation phase. It's going to be a great weekend, by the way. Of course, I'm always more optimistic, but here we go. On the elemental highway, we've got a Yin Wood Ox of a day, a Chou. So it's a very yin energy day. This is inward energy. The year is the only place where we have the yang energy. And just remember, yin wood is like a vine. The more you cut it or trim it, the more tenacious it becomes. It comes back with a force, right? I have vines all over the place. But yin earth on the month is unbecoming wealth. So unbecoming wealth to a yin wood person or to a day. So this is wealth that's a resource. It's coming from the other. It's not wealth that you've created. It's somebody giving you a gift in a way, I guess. Stuff like that. And the rooster, or actually, you know what? Could even be somebody just paying things forward out of kindness and compassion, happiness or joy. But the rooster is chipping away at our day, refined metal chipping away. It's a tool trimming the vine. So being in the season of the fall, the metal element is the strongest, especially in the season of the rooster, because this is the peak of the autumn season. So fire, yin or yang, is going to be useful to control the metal, which is great to bring in the energy of the full moon. And the yang water is also useful to bring balance to our day. So going to the waters, connecting with our emotions. But fire is the most needed element. And being that the full moon, again, this is a fire ritual. So wood feeding the fire turns to ash, creating warm earth, which is what we need. Our month god is the flamboyant god, which we've had before. This is Freddie Mercury energy. I've talked about that before. It's strong, creativities, communication, sex appeal, sex drive. Flamboyant, energetic, chatty, unpredictable, sexual innuendos, foul language, things like that. But our global god, coming in on the year stem, which I found curious, is the altruist. So this is concerned about the well-being of the others, the indentured servants, helping in any way they can, usually through songs, ballads. So we have this altruist who's flamboyant today. So it's going to be pretty sparky, I guess. But fire definitely is the element we need. So that would be the heart and also the crown center that you could tune into, which you should be anyway with the moon, let's be honest. So back to our options. And again, I apologize. I forgot to put these in the show notes. But we've got roses and we've got a stone and we've got a nice sparkly fire. It's actually doing sparks like fireworks. Looks like. Can't wait to do my fire. It's going to be great. Okay. So if you chose the roses, you get the chariot, which is awesome. Who doesn't love a chariot? Number 7, which is the intuition, the intuitive energies, totally of today. This is our senses, all of our senses really, whether it's kinesthetic gifts, vision, hearing, power pathway, portaling, all the things. But Neptune's in Pisces, so it's like, where do I belong spiritually and what do I feel about it? And inducting it into reality, bringing spirit, the channel is open to receive spirit, bringing it into reality as a manifestation. So energy, vibration taking form. So the chariot is a message of victory. The medallion of the sun on the bottom, because it's otherworldly, of the chariot, this indicates the immense power and the focus, the prime directive of this woman's mind. And even though victory seems a rather kind of straightforward concept or idea, this message is also full of contradictions. The woman's in royal purple. She's riding in a chariot, but instead of horses for forward movement, we see 2 sphinx. The sphinx symbolizes riddles. Kind of reminds me of the Fae, which I just realized I haven't been using the Fae all week. I kind of feel sad about that. Might have to do my own personal draw, but the silver and the gold color represents these 2 opposing forces or ideas. The woman appears to be driving this motionless vehicle without any reins. Of course, maybe they're magic, right? Alchemy. But this is, yes, a message of victory. So she has control. She's gained perhaps by strength of will alone, but she has not resolved the riddles, those opposing ideas. She has achievement, but she doesn't have understanding of how she got there. But the message of the chariot is one of willpower, control, recognizing our own strength, our ability to maintain order in the midst of chaos. Maybe your environment is changing. Just saying. Just know that you can achieve more than you think you can. And celebrate your accomplishments, even the baby ones, the baby steps. Honestly, I think the baby steps need to be more cheered on than the big ones, to be honest, because it took time to get there. And also be aware of repressing those issues or turning away from the ideas that are puzzling you. And once you've achieved your goals, do not come to a complete stop. thinking you have arrived, because there's always more to learn and accomplish, things to do, play with, childlike wonder. So that's exciting. I think so. And following the Chariot, we have the Five of Cups. So this is being mindful. It's the mind. It's our solar plexus too, our emotions, the cups, kind of the sacral. So some stuff's happening. So you can see this man. He's in despair. He's looking at his spilled over cups in front of him, the three of them, and he's not even aware of the two glittering ones right behind him. So this is a time of mourning over a loss. It's natural. It's necessary. But if it goes on too long, it then becomes this melodramatic parody. But by turning to the wisdom of the Hierophant, which is also a 5 in the major arcana, this man, the message if you chose it, you can find your guidance in the mourning, in the loss, in the grief, and the support is in our healing of our hearts. And we can then turn to the future where we find hope in the dawning, the horizon of a new day, especially with the blossoming of a full moon, and embracing the two cups that's literally waiting for us or him in the card. So you may be experiencing a loss, but we also need to mourn. That's the healing aspect. Turn to a wise friend, a counselor, a spiritual advisor, another worldly one, myself, or religious traditions to really assist you to heal properly. So you can really embrace a bright new future in due time. It's on the horizon. So just be aware of prolonging your time of mourning, whether out of desire for attention or fear of the future. That often happens. We get kind of stuck in the mud sometimes. And our final message goes to, sorry, sometimes I get a little confused at my screen. This is the 10 of Cups. This is trusting and loving feelings. So trusting and loving your feelings. And then things become manifested. They become real. So you can see a woman and a daughter. They're sitting in front of this cozy little nurturing home. They're doing their little leisurely play date. They're being industrious. You can see the bees possibly, the presence of bees, the honey. And the cat. The cat's showing playfulness along with work, doing things, the geese, the duck. They're kind of emphasizing the significance of a happy family, like the domestic life. And the Wheel of Fortune is also a 10 and part of the major arcana. This has the family on top of it too. So this is like getting to the fortune, right? They've got these harmonious lives. They're free of strife and conflict. But you may also notice the absence of a male figure, which is kind of curious, but not really. So this is like seeing the perspective from somebody else's eyes, where the artist created this image as if he was coming home from work to his family, and this is what he sees. This is the scene. It's showing contentment. It's showing the joy, and he's experiencing it, knowing he's got this gift to come home to. So this is a message of having created this happy home life. It's full of satisfying activities and comforts. This moment is the epitome of like domestic bliss. So enjoy it, but be aware of letting contentment turn into laziness. Don't neglect your family thinking that everything is fine. Everything is fine because you've treated each other very well. You're kind, you're tender. So don't stop being kind, those behaviors, those good and gooder ones. But also being otherworldly, this might be the opposing forces where you celebrate a new family. Your world is changing, your environment is shifting, and just appreciating where you've been and knowing where you're going to go. So with the elements, the full moon, the messages, creating a harvest of celebration. I'm going to be doing an outdoor altar, of course, doing offerings to the spirits, the elemental beings, my shrines. But I would affirm or start by grounding your emotions, being centered with your feelings, listening to your intuition and also your heart for those new decisions and commitments that are really induced by spirit, your intuitive gifts, your heart-sensed feelings. So it's like I am centered and listening to the divine guidance before committing to decisions, upcycling our spiritual connection. Make it a magical full moon. Listen to the musing moon meditation, the harvest full moon. Dream big, dreams becoming reality. I would even write it down, make notes, put it out there. And of course, if you're feeling stuck in that rut, join the Witcher's Way to Manifestation. Register. It's in the show notes. And with that, make it galactic juicy. And I will see you on Monday. Enjoy your Freaky Friday. Maybe you'll be up all night calling in the goddess of the night. Be sure to do that. Share your rituals and your offerings and your ideas in it. Again, as always, I'll see you on the other side. Ashe. Blessings. And with that, where am I? Right here. Oh, taking my time today.